Many times during the home buying process, we forget that there's a lot more to it than just finding the perfect home and signing on the dotted line. Today's video, we're going to cover all of those items that you will need to take into consideration during the buyer process. My name's Emily, and I am your local real estate agent here in St. Johns County, Florida with Heron Real Estate. This channel is all things St. Johns County and all things real estate, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so that you're notified every week when a new video drops. The home buying process is very exciting, but there are several things that you're going to need to keep in mind and make sure that you do to cover yourself during this time. First things first, make sure that you're pre-approved so that you know what kind of mortgage you can afford and what is comfortable for you and your family's price point. After discussing this with your local real estate agent, set up a tour of homes or some showings that cover a wide variety of homes in the area and the criteria that you're looking for, and hopefully you'll find the perfect one. When you do find that perfect home, as I've mentioned in other videos, make sure your offer is strong and that it reflects all the concessions that you're willing to make. And hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll be under contract in no time. Now you're under contract. Woohoo! Congrats! That is awesome and so exciting. However, now there's going to be several items that you have to make sure that you watch because they all have timelines associated with them. The first one is your escrow or your binder deposit. There is going to be a time frame in your contract. Generally here in Florida, it's 3 days that you have to make sure that deposit is given to the attorney or the escrow title company that's holding the funds until closing. The next thing on the list you're going to want to make sure that you do is your home inspection. There are several different inspections that you can get to make sure various parts of your home are in tip-top working order. You generally here in Florida have 10, 14 days. Again, this is something that can be negotiated in your contract, but 10 to 14 days seems to be fairly standard. To get a home inspection, you're gonna want your wood damaging organism inspection. I talk about that in another one of my videos. That's really important, especially here in Florida. Wind mitigation's a separate one. You have a 4-point inspection. If there's any drinking wells, I would suggest getting those inspected. Swimming pools could be separate. Also, if there's any evidence of maybe any major structural items or issues that need to be investigated, you can get a separate structural inspection as well. Once all your inspections are complete, they're going to provide you a binder or a report or some sort of document that states anything that they found that were in good working order or in a state of repair. Depending on the company, they may code it like green, yellow, and red. Red obviously being issues that you're going to want to make sure that you take into account, either negotiating repairs with the seller or things that you know that are items that should be fixed right away once you take possession of the home. During this time period, your lender is also going to have an appraisal ordered for your home. This ensures that the asking price, or the contract price is in line with comps in the area. Should this appraisal come back short of what the contract price is, you're going to have to either renegotiate that price or come up with the cash to make up the difference between the two, as lenders generally don't lend on properties that don't appraise for that contract value. Another important step is to make sure that you're getting quotes for homeowners insurance. If you are in or near a floodplain and feel that flood insurance is required or highly recommended, that's something you're going to get quotes on as well. The insurance company will provide all of that to your lender, and the insurance will be paid, generally speaking, at closing ahead of the year. So you pay your homeowner's insurance in advance. After your lender comes back and says, green light, go, you're approved, the final package has been compiled, we've got the insurance, you're satisfied with the home inspection and any negotiated repairs, and your financial application, or not application, your financial approval the bank says you are lendable, we will give you the money for this house. They package your final loan approval package together. They send it to the title company and give you the green light to schedule a day for closing. Now, in your contract, you did select a day for closing, and that is generally a good estimate of when you'll close. However, depending on the process with the lender and your mortgage approval, sometimes that date does need to be adjusted. On the day of closing, you're gonna wanna do a final walkthrough through the house to make sure it's in the same condition as you expect it to be, and there's nothing left behind that was not supposed to be left behind, or broken or damaged that needs to be corrected prior to closing. It's really important that you take time to do this with your real estate agent so that when you do get the keys and you've signed on the dotted line, the house is now yours, and you walk in and maybe there's a big hole in the roof, or a huge rat infestation, or I don't know, the previous homeowner left their dog in there. I don't know. Any numerous things, could happen. Generally speaking, they don't, but it's something that you definitely want to kind of mitigate that risk ahead of owning that home. And lastly, get to the closing table, sign those papers, because you have now purchased one of the biggest investments you will have in your entire life, and you are now a homeowner. I hope these tips were helpful for you to help you walk through this process. I'll make sure to post the buyer process document that I referenced today below in the comments section so that you have access to it should you want it. I hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining.